Hey there, Wastelanders, and welcome back to War Games News Radio for another Fallout Wasteland Warfare Battle Report in Season 2 of our Battle Report Breakdown series. This is the second episode in this season where we are pitting up all kinds of Wasteland factions against one another in some knockdown, drag-em-out battles. This episode is all about mini-nukes and power armor as we are putting the Suiciders head-to-head up against the Enclave in the Atomic Sprint scenario. This is one of my favorite scenarios because it uses the Super Mutant Suiciders who close the distance, get up close and personal, and blow themselves up with a mini nuke, doing all kinds of catastrophic damage. They are a ton of fun and one of my favorite units to play with. Once again, I'm going to need your help choosing a battle MVP in this scenario, so once you're done watching the video, let me know in the comments which unit you think outshone the rest. They will get added to the roster for a very special battle report for the season finale of Battle Report Breakdown Season 2. In our last episode, you all voted the Legion Explorer to be our battle MVP, so they're going to move forward into the finale episode of this season, and as much as I hate to say it, the Legion is kind of growing on me as a faction, but that was then, this is now. We've got 750 points of Super Mutants against 750 points of Enclave, mini nukes versus laser weapons. Let's get into the action on Atomic Sprint. Atomic Sprint, here we have our Super Mutant Warband who are going up against some dastardly Enclave soldiers who have taken control of this radio tower here deep in Super Mutant territory. Our crew doesn't much like that, so they're going to do their best to try to bomb that tower to the ground using our Super Mutant Suiciders. This scenario originally came with the Super Mutant Suiciders box set when they were first released, but now you can find it on the Modifius downloads page, so check out a link down below if you want to try this scenario out. I've made a couple changes to the scenario as written, most notably I've increased the cap size from 300 caps per side up to 750 caps. The scenario also normally calls for a 4x4 game mat, but I've changed that to a 3x3 out of convenience, and to compensate, I've decreased the starting areas from a 6-inch red starting area down to the board edge. I'm no mathematician, but that should balance out on either side, going from a 4-foot board down to a 3. The tower has 10 hit points, 3 physical and 1 energy armor, and normally can only be damaged by Suiciders or ranged attacks, but I'm adding melee and thrown weapon attacks to this list to give myself a bit more of a fighting chance against this shooting heavy Enclave crew. For our forces, we have 745 points of Super Mutants, starting with 2 Super Mutant Hound Fiends, each with a chain dog collar, increasing their physical armor by 1 point each. 3 Super Mutant Suiciders, all wearing chains, which increases their armor by 1 point as well, and of course their Suicider mini nukes. For our heavy-hitting backline, we have a Super Mutant Brute armed with a huge club, an Aviator with their Aviator cap, Marksman carbine, reflex sights, and Brawler leader card. And lastly, we have a Nightkin who is armed to the teeth with a long barrel trail carbine, vertibird blade, sturdy metal armor, and 2 sticks of long fuse dynamite. For our Enclave adversaries, we have a pretty standard crew, starting with a 3-man firing squad here at the back. We've got a Hellfire Trooper armed with Hellfire armor and heavy incinerator, a Tesla Trooper with a plasma pistol, long barrel, ripper, as well as Enclave power armor and Tesla coil upgrade, and a standard Enclave soldier with Enclave armor and a laser rifle. If these 3 are able to stay within green presence range of one another, they'll give and receive their black, green, and yellow Enclave training buffs to one another, as well as some other pretty interesting bonuses. Then we have a warrant officer armed with a long barrel plasma pistol, Chinese officer sword, and 2 plasma grenades, an Eyebot with a standard Eyebot laser, and lastly we have an Enclave lieutenant, and I'm using an old school proxied Brother Vinny's model for this one, which was given to me by friend of the channel, Ryan Gale, and they are equipped with a long barrel plasma pistol and Enclave officer's hat, which gives them an extra green die when making a pistol attack, which deals energy damage. To make things interesting, we have 8 loot markers scattered across the board, which will offer up the chance to get some items and or some danger cards. And to keep the explosion theme on brand, we have a car here, which can be detonated if it takes enough damage. So that could provide a little extra firepower as far as mini nukes go. It's Big Bada Boom versus ranged castle action in Atomic Sprint. Let's get into round 1. Okay, round 1, we've got our Super Mutant squad here spread out. Good mix in between our Suiciders and our dogs, as well as the heavy hitters. And on the far side there, we've got the Hellfire Trooper, the Lieutenant, the Warrant Officer, and then our Tesla Soldier, as well as the Enclave Soldier on the back line, and the Eyebot hanging out right in the middle there. Well, the Enclave are going first because they have less models, and the Lieutenant activated first, getting objectives, so they're going to move once and find... ooh, a free item. Drawing from the Wasteland deck, the Lieutenant got a cryo grenade. Cool, so they can throw this and potentially do some freezing damage to our charging crew. With that item retrieved, I'm then going to use their second action to prepare. Now, normally AI units can only ready or prepare themselves if it states so on their AI card. In this case, I'm just going to give everyone in this scenario the ability to prepare themselves to brace for the oncoming charge of mutants. For my first activation, I'm going to move my hounds up first, try to get them a little bit of cover and also get them ready to go charging in and act as a bit of a distraction, leading the way for our Suiciders. Tesla Soldiers next for the Enclave. They moved once to find, a danger card. Drawing from the danger deck, our Tesla Soldier reveals Unreal. If a non-creature enemy is within green, you hear a shout goading you that you've come to collect the bounty they saw on your poster. You're a synth? Test intelligence, no effect. Well, there's no enemy creature within green, so no effect for a Tesla Soldier. Not liking the look of this hound, a little bit close by. The soldier's going to move again to about there, just to try to get in the way and draw a bit of their attack if possible. Second activation, more of the same with my hounds. Just gonna move them up, try to get a little bit of cover, using the car to block that time around. Warrant Officer is up next for the Enclave. They move once, and they are also going to prepare. And now the fun stuff. First Suicider moves twice to get up into the middle of the board there. Not in range of drawing any of those prepared attacks, but is getting in range of that laser rifle soon enough here, though, unfortunately. The Eyebot goes charging into battle, moving twice. Suicider the second goes charging up behind this dog, getting a little close for comfort. Hellfire Trooper moves up twice to gain some cover and get ready for the impending onslaught. Suicider the third moves twice and gets just almost in range of checking that item there, but I should be out of harm's way for any of these blowing up each other, but we'll see. I've made a bit of a target of myself. Now, the Enclave Soldier is the last to go for the enemies, and he moves once and is technically within long range, shooting range of our far side here, Suicider with that long range laser rifle. So they're gonna make a shot through two pieces of cover in this case to try to set off that Suicider. Our Enclave Soldier here is easily within their green presence range of the Tesla Soldier there, so they're going to activate their Enclave training special buffs and get some extra dice. Enclave Soldier with a yellow and blue for the laser rifle, an extra yellow for being within range of the Tesla Soldier, and an extra green for their own Enclave special ability. Normally hitting on 7s, now going to be hitting down on 3s because shooting through two pieces of cover. That is a miss. Okay, well that's it for the Enclave, and then there were 3. So I'm just gonna run through my Nightkin, Aviator, and Brute activations real quick here. I'm gonna activate our Nightkin first here and try to throw them way down the board as quick as possible, taking advantage of the fact that they are currently invisible for the first 2 rounds. But let's see if they go unpredictable. They will go a little bit berserk on a star. Nope, normal activations. Okay, well, Nightkin's going to move once, twice, and still be able to get them within base-to-base contact with this to see what it is and not be worried so much about cover and whatnot because they're mostly invisible. And we reveal a lockpick test. Don't think I'll have the chance to use that, but good to know that it's there. I'm gonna move the Aviator up once and see if I'm within shooting range with my Marksman Carbine at the Tesla Soldier. Oh man, Marksman Carbine is just outside of range by about a quick action's worth of movement. Yeah, in that case, I'll just finish off my second movement by moving there just to keep myself outside of explosion radius there and get ready to shoot next time around. And last up is the Brute, who I'll just move once, twice to get ready for some running and charging next time around. End of round 1, and we've moved our mutant backline up considerably here. The Hounds are ready to charge, and the Super Mutants are probably still another turn or 2 away from setting off their detonations, but hey, it's gonna be a shooting heavy round, I feel, going into the next one, so here, let's get into round 2. Event deck for round 2. A hidden observer. Spend enough time in the wasteland and you develop specific instincts. Right now you have a feeling that someone is watching you from a distance. Spooky, but no effect. Okay, round 2, and the Tesla Soldier activates first, and they get objective, and they are just shy of being able to charge into our Suicider by like that much. So close. So instead, we're gonna charge them into the Hound. Tesla Soldier charge bonus will take a green. Well, for my first activation, I think I need to tie up the most scary unit on the board, and that's the Hellfire Trooper. So I'm going to move my Hound once and charge them well within their blue charge range there for their second action to get in and tie up
with that Hellfire Trooper. Take a black die for the charge to try to do as much damage to that Hellfire Trooper as possible right away. But that charge is going to trigger a couple of reactions from our prepared Warrant Officer and Lieutenant over here. The Warrant Officer is going to charge into combat, but I think it would make more sense for the Lieutenant, who's a very pistol-focused unit, to lay in wait and see if they can't clap off a shot at someone else. So they're actually going to hold on. Well, next up for the Enclave, the Eyebot's going to move once to gain some cover here and reveal a danger and item card, and also get themselves within shooting range of some of these Suiciders. But let's resolve this item and danger card here first. Okay, the Eyebot draws a Rig to Blow. Boo trap springs into life. May be possible to deactivate it. Test lockpick. Pass or fail. Set off a bomb. Eyebots don't have the lockpick ability, so we're gonna have to do an orange detonation. Okay, Eyebot trying to stop 2 damage on 1 armor. Yeah, it's gonna take it both. But as for an item, that Eyebot draws a stim pack, which they can't use, but they could share to one of their allies. Well, the Eyebot retrieves a stim pack, but now they are within shooting range here, so they're gonna take an aim at this third Suicider here and take a shot with their Eyebot laser. Hitting on 8s, it's a wide open shot. That's a hit with no additional damage. Okay, so that's going to be 1 damage on 2 armor. Stops it both. I'm gonna keep on trucking up this side of the board, abandon the lockpick test there, and move twice with the Nightkin to try to draw the attack from our Lieutenant there, who's going to be at an extreme disadvantage. A -4 test to see if he can even try to detect the Nightkin before making a quick action shot. So perception -4 test to see if this Lieutenant even detects my shimmering Nightkin here. So perception down to a 2. Oh, okay, so he does, in fact. Lieutenant with a reaction, a quick shot, so hitting on 4s with a green and black for the plasma pistol, a green for the Enclave officer's hat, and an extra black for being in range of the Hellfire Trooper. Here we go, hitting on 4s. That is a miss with a quick action, so can't prepare, offer prepare, can't triple stamp, a double stamp, that shot's a miss. That's those activations done, and lo and behold, it's going to be our Enclave Hellfire Trooper who's going to go next. They're going to put an outnumbered attack into the Hound. Enclave Hellfire Trooper with a green for improvised weapon, black for super strong, an extra black because of their own Enclave training special ability, and a green for outnumbering, hitting on 5s. Okay, that is a hit for all the armor break and 2 damage on the first one there. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that exact same thing over again, see if they can't do that and then some. And that's going to be another hit for an armor break and 2 damage. Okay, so because of my chain dog collar, I have 2 armor on my Mutant Hound Fiends, meaning if I roll anything other than a 1 here, then my first Fiend goes down. Hey, I saved the day. Youch, a whopping 3 of 4 points of damage done onto our first Fiend there, but that's gonna bring it back to our turn. Well, for my activation, I think it's time I bring the fight to the Enclave. I'm gonna charge my Brute into combat there with the Tesla Soldier who's charged my Fiend, and I'm going to try to smack this dude with my club. Super Mutant Brute with all of the dice, 2 blue and a black for the huge club, an extra black for being super strong, a green for outnumbering, and an extra green for the charge. Hitting on 8s. Holy smokes. Okay, counting all that up, and we have a pretty gnarly hit. We're going to do a stun because of the star. We're going to break 1 point of damage, bring the armor down to 2 + 1. Explosion doesn't have any effect in this case, but the bottle is also going to give us a knockback of orange, which we can then follow up. So a lot on the go for this one here. So let's roll the armor value first. 2 + 1 power armor on 2 damage. Oh, okay, he actually takes 1 point of damage. 1 point of damage, and stunning our Tesla Soldier there is pretty great, but I'm going to use the combat slide here, as is my right in close combat, to get a little bit closer to the back edge of the board without breaking engagement, so I can maybe break engagement later or do some charges down the road. Next up for the Enclave is the Lieutenant, who got the attack/objective AI action, so they're going to take some shots at the Nightkin, because since they passed their previous perception test, they don't have to make that -4 check for the rest of this round. So there we go, gonna take a couple shots into our Nightkin here. Okay, Enclave Lieutenant with a black and green for the plasma pistol, a green because of the Enclave officer's hat, and an extra black because being within range of the Hellfire Trooper, hitting on 6s. That is a hit for Yowza, 4 damage. 4 damage on now an upgraded 2 laser armor. Stops 1, takes 3, ouch. Then going to make that same shot over again, hitting on 6s. Oh, and that's a miss. Yowzers, that lieutenant put way more damage onto my Nightkin than I thought they would at this stage of the game, especially considering they're currently invisible. Ugh. Well, that's back to my turn. Well, I'm pretty worried about that Enclave soldier and what they're able to accomplish with that long-range laser rifle. So I'm going to take advantage of this melee battle here and break engagement with my Hound and make a charge into that soldier, tying them up. With a red movement around the corner and then an epic charge of blue into there. And we're going to go ahead and take a black die for that one. So that's not too shabby, tying up the best shooter on their squad. Enclave is up next, and the warrant officer is going to go and try to finish off this fiend with a pretty wild attack with their Chinese officer's sword. So hitting on the 6s, green for the sword, green for outnumbering, black for the charge, and black for the Hellfire troopers. Special rule, hitting on 6s. Oh yeah, that's gonna do it. No need for an armor roll on that one. Way more than enough damage, taking the fiend right out of the fight. With their second activation, the warrant officer is going to take a plasma pistol shot into the Nightkin here. So hitting on 4s, green and black for the pistol, and a black for being within range of the Hellfire. Ah, crud, that's a hit for 3 damage. 3 damage on 2 laser armor. Oh, takes it all. Oh, okay, that Nightkin only has 1 hit point left now. Uh-oh, I'm kind of worried about how they're going to fare for the rest of this battle, but it's my turn again now. Well, I'm getting my Aviator into the mix next. I move them about a 3/4 move up here to keep them within long range of the Eyebot because I get a +2 to hit with my reflex sights and a +2 because of my Aviator helmet. So I'm going to use one of those +2s to counteract the cover there and take a shot with my carbine into the Eyebot. Aviator through cover, hitting on 6s. That is a hit for 2 damage, so 2 damage, 2 armor. Stops it both, come on, that Eyebot is a little crafty one. Only adversary left to go is the Enclave soldier, who's going to make 2 close combat laser rifle attacks. So hitting on 5s into the Mutant Hound fiend. That first one is a miss. Second shot is also a miss, which just leaves it up to the Suicider squad, not to be confused with the Suicide squad. I moved the farthest right one here twice, and then I'm going to set him off to try to clear the way for the other 2 there and take that Eyebot out of action. Because of the amount of damage that I'm going to do by being point blank up with the Eyebot there's no chance for him to even survive this explosion. Now you see them? Now you don't, as the Suicider takes that Eyebot out of play. Suicider, the second, ends up basically inside the smoke cloud there. And the third one makes a daring play, hell-bent, to get to that radio tower first. So we are very close to setting off some bombs, but we've got to survive a bit of an onslaught here before that happens. So that's gonna be it for round 2. Let's get into round 3. Event for round 3, we got wet ground. Days of heavy rain mean much of the ground rapidly turns to mud. Before attempting any attack skill roll, test agility. On a fail, we treat it as a quick action. Woof. Well, top of round 3, and rather than randomize activations, I'm going to play this as close to a real game as possible, and I don't know any player in this situation here who wouldn't try to get a double kill with that Enclave Hellfire Trooper right off the bat with that heavy incinerator. So yeah, I'm going to take that shot right in there and try to take both of them down. Okay, this is probably going to suck for me. Enclave Hellfire Trooper is going to target right about here with their heavy incinerator. Try to catch both of these units and not have to worry about my Stealth Boy effect, unfortunately. Yep, doesn't do me a lot of favors as the mutant player, but hey, that's how I would do it if I was on the Enclave side of things. Okay, heavy incinerator hitting on 8, close range for yellow die, and a black for the Enclave training special ability. Oh, that just hits. That's going to deal 4 damage in an orange area of effect. So that's going to light both of these fools on fire. Now we need to make armor rolls for each of them. So 4 damage on the Nightkin's upgraded now 3 armor. Well, that's going to take the Nightkin out. And now damage on the Suicider. So that's 4 damage on 2 upgraded armor. Oh, takes it both. And because they took damage, we need to roll and see if they explode on a mushroom cloud. Please no, please no, please no, please no. Oh my god. Then there were 2, and then there were 1. That is our second Suicider gone up in smoke, and now they're going to have to deal a bunch of damage to the car. Suicider mini nuke goes off and deals 4 plus 5, 1 armor break damage to the car. 5 damage on 2 armor. Takes it all. That car is now down for the count. Because I dealt max damage right off the bat to the car, I don't think it's actually going to go off in this case, but just for, curiosity's sake, let's see if it would have gone into meltdown. If we roll on the armor die once a car takes damage, and if it's equal to or lower than the amount of damage it took, then it would go into meltdown. So in this case, 5 damage. Can't roll a 5 on a 4-faced armor die, so it would go into meltdown. Then in meltdown, you would perform a detonation check, which would be the exact same result. Rolled a 4, it took 5 damage. Doesn't matter. It would then detonate, dealing 4 plus basically another mini nuke goes off in its stead, dealing another 5 damage and all kinds of effects. So there you go. A chain reaction of explosions across the front of the board here. Well, that went pretty much exactly as one would expect it would, but that's going to bring it back to my turn, and I'm going to use my last Suicider to finally get within contact of the tower and do some mini nuke damage. Okay, Suicider in base-to-base contact with the tower is going to then deal 5 damage plus 1 armor break, plus all of this, so that's 3 armor break total, plus 6 damage. The last Suicider explodes, setting off their mini nuke and dealing 6 damage straight through to the tower. Next up for the Enclave is the Tesla Soldier, so they're gonna have to spend their first action to shake off the stun. They're going to use their boost to attack with their Ripper, hitting on 6s. That is a hit for 1 armor break, 1 armor break on 2 damage, stops 1, takes 1. 1 damage down on the Brute, but then the Tesla coils go off at the end of the activation, so that's 1 energy damage on 2 energy armor. Stops it both. I'm up next, and I'm going to see if I can't just put a little bit of damage more on the building. Take a move once here with the Aviator, and I'm in long range shooting at the radio tower. Marksman Carbine hitting on 8s. That is a hit for 3 damage. 3 damage on 3 armor. Come on, 4 or 1. That's a 2, stops 2, takes 1. Okay, only 3 damage left to go on the building, but it is now the Enclave's turn again. But the Lieutenant went next and is just out of plasma pistol range of shooting at the Aviator there, so I'm gonna go ahead and prepare them. Back on my side, I've only got a couple activations left. I'm gonna make a bit of a risky play, but I need to do as much damage to that tower as possible, so I'm gonna disengage from the Tesla Soldier once, and then I'm just within green charge range to get through that smoke cloud there. But first, let's go ahead and resolve an opportunity attack before I'm able to charge the tower. Tesla Soldier, quick action attack, hitting on 4s. That is a hit for 1 armor break, so that's 2 damage on 1 armor. Ooh, takes it both. That means I now have 3 damage on my Brute there, but I am within charging range of the tower, so I'm going to do just that and take an extra black die. That move and charge would have drawn a reaction from our lieutenant there, so I'm going to go ahead and resolve that shooting attack there as well. Okay, this could be a pretty not so great shot here. Green and black for the plasma pistol. It's a quick attack, so hitting on 4s, but get an extra black because of the Hellfire Trooper close by, and an extra green for the Enclave officer's hat. Come on, anything higher than a 4. Oh no, that's a 4 damage shot, so that's, wow, 4 damage on 2 laser armor. Oh no, takes it all! Uh-oh, that's now 7 of the 8 damage done through onto my Brute. Uh-oh, that might have been a slight miscalculation, especially because the warrant officer drew the activation next, so they're well within range to now just charge in on our Brute and try to put them down with their Chinese officer's sword. We got a green for the Chinese officer's sword, a black for the charge, and a black because she's just within green range of our Enclave Hellfire Trooper there. So this is actually going to be a pretty good shot, hitting on 6s. Oh, that does it for more than enough damage to put him right down. 1 armor on 3 damage. He's toast. Well, out of options it is, and I only have one activation left. And as much as I want to kind of double up and try that charge at the tower again, this Enclave soldier here is the only one who hasn't gone. So if I break engagement here, he's going to get an attack of opportunity, and then another 2 shots to try to put this thing down, and they only have 4 health. So yeah, it's a long way of saying I got no other option but to attack. Mutant Hound Fiend with a blue, yellow, and black for the Hound Bite, an extra black for the charge, and I'll re-roll 1 black for super strong because that's one of the Hound's special benefits. Here we go, hitting on 7s. That's a 6 for 3 damage, 1 armor break. So that's 2 + 1 power armor on 3 damage. Okay, just going to stop 1, take 2. That'll do it for my charge attack, and I'm going to close combat slide around there and then make my second attack. Hound Fiend, second attack, this time no extra black for the reroll. And that is a hit for 4 damage. Okay, I had to count that one up there for a second. So the star is going to give us a quick action. We've broken 1 point of armor and we've dealt an additional 2 damage, not too shabby. So that's going to be 4 damage now on 3 armor. Stops 2, takes 2. With the quick action, the Hound will prepare, and there's only 1 adversary left to go, and that's going to be the soldier. Close combat laser rifle, so hitting on 5s. That's a miss with the first. Second shot. That's a miss with the second. Oh, maybe we're getting lucky after all. Gonna use my reaction, a quick attack into the soldier there with the Hound. Mutant Hound, a quick attack, extra black for the +7 super strong bonus, hitting on 5s. Ooh, that's a hit for another broken arm and a 1 armor break. So that's 2 damage on 2 armor. Stops at both. Ending off that combat brings us to the end of round 3. Going into round 4, and yeah, we're not looking so great. Only 2 units left. But because we are now outnumbered, we get to go first. So I might have a bit of a Hail Mary play here. So let's get into round 4. Event for round 4. Bear Force 1, vertibirds are infrequent, but the golden bear insignia on its side shows that this one is special. Maybe the NCR's president is on board right now. Start of round 4, and we really only have 1 good option, and it's not even that great. We're going to take some long-range shots into the tower there with the Aviator. So hitting on 8 because of my reflex sight and the Aviator cap. Here we go with the Marksman Carbine. That's a critical fail with the first one, off to a resounding start. And a critical fail with the second. And wouldn't you know it, the Tesla Soldier activates next and charges into our Aviator. Tesla Soldier with a green for the charge, a yellow for the Ripper, and an additional yellow for the Ripper's special +7 ability, hitting on 6s. That's a hit for 1 armor break, 2 damage on 3 armor, broken down to 2 armor. That's going to stop at both. Seeing no good options, the Hound is going to disengage, drawing an opportunity attack. Quick action shot from the Soldier. That's going to be a miss. And finishes off that movement with a charge. And wouldn't you know it, now the Warrant is the next to go. So now they're going to make some attacks into that Fiend there. Warrant Officer hitting on 6s, green for the Chinese officer's sword, and a black for being within range of the Hellfire Trooper. First is a hit for 4 damage. 4 damage on 2 armor. Stops 2, takes 2. Second attack. That's a swing and a miss. Lieutenant moves once again within shooting range of the Aviator and is going to fire into this melee and not have to worry about hitting the opponents because of the Tesla Soldier's special rule. Okay, this is going to be a good one. So we've got a green and a black for the plasma pistol, a green for the Enclave officer's hat, a black for the Enclave Hellfire Soldier, and an additional green will be rolled as well because of the Tesla Soldier Enclave training ability. So all that to be said, hitting on a 4 through cover with an extra black reroll, extra green reroll. Okay, so that is a hit for 2 armor break, 3 damage. Had 2 armor boosted up to 3 armor because of the shot is through cover. So that means I've got 1 armor on 3 damage. Takes it all. Hellfire Trooper is going to move once and then charge once into the Hound there. And last up is the Enclave Soldier, who's going to take a shot at long range through to the Aviator. That's a hit. Hit for 2 damage on 2 laser armor. All of it goes through. Second shot, same thing, hitting on 7s. That's a hit for 2 damage. Oh yeah, double bottles there means all the damage can go right through because of the broken armor as well. So that's going to be a 4 damage total put on the aviator there. Ouch, the aviator is hanging on by a thread, but that's going to be the end of round 4, bringing us into round 5. We've got basically 1 chance to make this happen, and I don't like the look of our odds, but let's get into this round and see if we can't squeeze out a last-minute victory. Okay, sports fans, this is pretty much all we've got. Charged attack, you're gonna take a bite into the tower and see if we don't get lucky. Okay, Mutant Hound Fiend with a black, blue, and yellow for the Hound bite, hitting on 7s, extra black for super strong, and a black reroll for the charge. Come on, 7s. That's a hit for 3 damage, 1 armor break with an extra... Okay, so 3 damage, 1 armor break. 3 damage on 2 armor now. Takes all 3. That's it. That's 10 damage done to the radio tower. I'm completely shocked that actually worked. I'm speechless. The Fiend puts a bite into the foundations of the radio tower and it goes crumbling down, but I think that's gonna be a moral victory for the Enclave, while a technical victory for the Mutants. Probably would have been a quicker path to victory if I had not sacrificed one of my Suiciders for the Eyebot. I thought for sure it was gonna be the Aviator if anyone was gonna be able to pull that off, but got lucky with some rolls at the end there, which rarely happens for me. Everyone knows the best way to win anything is through a technicality, so I will take the win. Against all odds, it is a Super Mutant victory.
A photo finish for the Mutants. We barely squeaked out the win on that one, but the Enclave definitely got the moral victory by wiping out almost all of our forces. But hey, I'll take the win any day of the week. So let me know in the comments down below which unit you think outshone the rest, and they'll go forward into the finale episode for our All-Stars Season 2 finale. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like what we do here on WGNR, then make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and consider heading on over to our Patreon page. There you can become a Chosen One level member, which gives you all kinds of exclusive benefits, including double entry into all future WGNR giveaways, exclusive polls to help me choose the content direction here on the channel, and you can even become a named character in a future battle report just like this one. So again, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned because as always, WGNR will be back.